Week 3 pick'em.
Bum, 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 bum.
YouTube. Pete, you didn't do it. You didn't do it.
fired.
Yeah, you guys screwed me.
We're back. We're back. The Goat House is back with our Week 3 NFL pick'ems. We're here every single week picking every single game.
Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Plenty of content here at the Goat House. Hopefully you can join us. And there's our leaderboard.
Oof.
It's pretty much the same in terms of the Goat House members. Me and Junior are tied. Give the edge to Junior. He's the defending champ.
Love it.
Pigskin 2 behind, then Danny 2 behind. But we have a new leader in the group, Keenan Sanan, with 24
31.
wins.
How did you pick last week? How did you do?
Yeah, how did he do it?
We're going to have to get a urine test from him.
Yeah.
He's a longtime supporter. I've been seeing him in the chat comments for a long time, and he's at the top, the tippy top of the Pick'ems leaderboard. As you can see, if you go to our Patreon page, link in the description, you can get bonus content. Actually, at the end of this video, we have our weekly skit by Junior and Danny. They did a fantastic job. They winged the whole thing. I don't know how they did it. But if you're part of that Patreon group, you get the bloopers and the failed takes of that, and they're quite hilarious. So you're going to want to see that. You can also get weekly mock drafts and Super Bowl predictions being a part of that Patreon. So check it out. Click that like
Just don't
button.
judge us, okay? Just don't judge us.
Just
We
don't
love-
judge.
we love our
It was all
Patreon.
fun and games. It
We
was
love
all
our
fun.
Patreon people.
We do. The Patreon people, the ones that are part of that, we
love 'em.
We love them.
Love 'em.
Click that like button, subscribe, check out our merch. You know the drill. Subscriber goals at 40K. Please help us out by subscribing. We got you covered with full NFL content. You guys know it. I don't need to spend all the time on it.
Yeah.
Titans and Jags Thursday night in Jacksonville.
What a game.
Let's bring up the boys here. Let's bring them all up.
Oh!
What was that?
Sneak preview.
What was that? All right, Pete, you're the Titans guy, so break it down for us.
Oh man, I can't do this now.
We know who you're taking, Pete.
Yeah.
That was for the end of the video.
Yeah. Oh man.
Can I start it off because
Yeah,
Pete's
go
bad
ahead.
luck with the Titans?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Titans this week.
Thanks.
I think, well, here's the thing. Every time I pick the Titans, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they're actually going to win this time. A lot of drama going on in the Jaguars over there. But I'm definitely feeling the Titans in this. I think they're going to have a bounce-back performance. They played a good Colts defense. I'm taking the Titans.
I just move you over there.
Yeah. Said it last week. I was like, they talked about
Good to great.
good to great, going from good to great. Thanks, Junior.
I'm on it,
They didn't
Pete.
cut it.
And they're still the same team here, so they
Are they even good?
They'll finish 9-7 probably again, but yeah, we're always beating the Jags, so we're taking the Jags here.
I'll go ahead. I'm gonna. Wait, you're taking the Jags?
You know what I said? Yeah. What?
Whoa, we're going to run back the tape here, but go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, I don't know what
You're
I said.
taking the Jags.
I said we always beat the Jags. So
Taking the Jags.
Yeah, I don't know what I said. All right, go. Yeah, you know where to put me. You know where to put me.
So you're taking the Titans. So
Yes.
the fans at home are clear.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take the Titans as well, and by that I mean I'm actually taking the Titans. I think they're the better team. I think it'll be close. Is this gonna be my squeaker of the week? No, I don't think so. I mean, the Titans should win this game. Let's be honest. They should win this game. It's in Jacksonville. They always win this game. There's no Nick Foles. I know they didn't have Nick Foles before, and now they have Gardner Minshew. I think this Titan team is good. The Jaguars, they looked pretty solid against the Texans last week, but I just got to go with my gut, and I got to go with who I think the better team is, even though the better team doesn't always win. I'm going with the Titans.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a Goat House guarantee, which means the Jags are winning, so I'm going to go Titans.
What?
That makes sense because
All our guarantees go the opposite way, so I'm taking the Titans, which means the Jags are probably winning.
I was thinking about that. If
No,
all of us,
no. That doesn't apply. That doesn't apply in the first 2 weeks. First week we did well. It doesn't apply. We're good here.
it was a rough week.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on to the next game. It is the Raiders and the Vikings.
Raiders.
You
Okay.
taking the Raiders?
No, I was just making the noise.
What do you got, Riz?
Well, Vikings had a good comeback against the Packers last week. I thought the whole team played good, minus the quarterback. I thought Kirk Cousins played terrible. Kind of blew the game there. It's pretty obvious. I'm not speaking on the rest of the season when I say this, but I think for this particular game, I think Cousins bounces back. He has a good game, not a great game. I think he has a good game. He'll really pick it up, and I think they'll win. There's really no reason. If they lose this game, there's a problem. I think Dalvin Cook obviously should have another good game, but I think they get the ball going through the air there. I like the Vikings, especially at home. I like the Vikings here.
I'm taking the Vikings as well. I think you don't let Kirk Cousins touch the ball other than handing it off to Dalvin Cook.
Okay, that's fair.
15 throws maximum. I'm not going to knock on wood. I'm sorry.
You're not going to knock on the wood? Okay. Who's next?
Well, all right. I'm going to take the Vikings as well at home. I think they bounced back. They should have won that game last week. Some bad calls, bad play from the quarterback. The defense didn't play well in the beginning of the game, but I think they'll get the W here.
What about that junior?
What about that junior? We're going 2 guarantees in a
boy.
row.
We're off to a hot start, ladies
It's all
and
right.
gentlemen.
There's some good games.
There's some good games coming up, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a skit at the end for you. Don't you worry.
Buckle up.
We're on to our third game of the week. It's the Bengals and the Bills. Like Pete said, we got some good games coming up.
What is up with this cakewalk schedule for the Bills right now?
The Bills have cake for days. That's what I would say about that.
Jesus.
Josh Allen has cake for days. Let's go. Moving on.
That was okay.
Who do you got, Junior?
I'm going to take the Bills here.
Any reason for that?
They're just the better team. And I don't know because I'm stupid.
I'm going to take the Bengals because Junior's stupid, even though I'm in last place right now. But,
wow.
yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, enjoy the bottom.
I'm going to stay down there. But, yeah, I'm taking the Bengals. I think their offense is going to put up a good show up against a solid defense. I think Jared Allen versus Bengals defense could be rough, though. What did I say?
Jared Allen, Josh
Oh,
Allen.
my God.
we are just off right now.
It's
We're
been a
off.
bad couple weeks.
Oh, my God.
Jared Allen.
Go ahead, Pete.
I'll go.
This is a hot video.
This is a good one. This is gold. He's quite aware who Josh Allen is. That just happens,
I picked the Jags.
Yeah, you're a Titans fan. You're quite aware who you're picking. It's good. It's good. Good family fun. The Bills I'm going with. That's who I'm going with. I think the Bengals could win this game. I think it could work out for Danny. It could pay off for him because the Bengals usually start the season good, and that's why I've been picking. Well, I said it would be a squeaker against the Seahawks. It was. They lost, but they could have won that game.
Well, last week.
And then last week they got beat pretty bad.
True.
I just had to stop myself. I was gonna get a little inappropriate there for how bad they got beat, but
okay.
I'm waiting for them to get that early season win the Bengals that usually get. So maybe this is the week. The Bills haven't proven too much yet. They are 2-0, but I like their defense. I do like this Bills defense. It'll be enough to do it in Buffalo. Bills.
I just didn't want another Goat House guarantee. That's all I wanted. That's all I didn't want.
What's Pete going?
I'm going with the Bills at home. The Bills Mafia is going to be going nuts. Break a couple tables.
How many tables?
Lights and fires.
How many tables to guarantee a win?
Baker's dozen.
Love it.
All right, there we go. This is
a great video. This is a great video.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of great games.
Yeah, go ahead and put us all over there or something. 'Cause
All right, let's not even put us up there. The Dolphins suck.
True.
All right, let me just do one of these. Give you.
Let's have how about a score prediction? I'm gonna go.
I do my score predictions tomorrow. So
Yeah,
Well, I'm
so
gonna
how
do
about-
my score prediction.
Oh.
I'm gonna say
Just for this game.
33-0.
All right, love it.
That's it. Nobody
it.
else has got one.
We'll go 35-14.
Well, mine's pretty close to Danny's. I'm going to go 33-0.
That's
Right on
exactly
par.
the same.
Oh,
What are they kicking? How many field goals are they kicking over there?
33.
Yeah,
That doesn't equal.
no,
11.
11.
Math is clearly my strong suit.
The Broncos and the Packers are next. Another one. I thought you said there were some good games coming.
They're coming. Don't worry.
Is everybody picking the Packers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pete,
Let's talk
This
about
is
the
just-
Packers.
yeah,
Even though we really don't want to.
Aaron Rodgers is on steroids.
I don't think he's on steroids.
We have no evidence of the steroids, but the Packers have been playing damn good and they're at home. And how can you
defense
say
has
no
been
to Aaron
surprising.
Rodgers at
The
home?
Broncos haven't looked too good. I'd say they got going late against a good Bears defense and offense, so maybe they learned something. Maybe they learned a little something. All right, but the Packers, they learned how to script their offense. It looked pretty good against a good defense last week. I think they can do that again. They're going to continue to get better at it. Defense looks good. I don't really see how they lose this game unless there's some crazy injury. They've gotten two. Look at all these teams that are 2-0. Most of them, people are saying, well, that team's played bad teams. That's why they're 2-0. The Packers, at least they've had some good competition. They got 2 huge wins against division rivals, so you got to credit them there. But we're all going with the Packers, and let's see if we can get some good games going here.
Pete promised us good
There
games.
we
That's a
go.
good game.
There we go, ladies
is
and
no good
gentlemen. What?
It's a
not
good game.
Oh yeah, Junior doesn't.
I told you I'm never picking the Falcons again in my life.
What about last week though? I'd say they didn't
Never.
really look that great, and they still won though. Is
They,
that a good thing or a bad
when
thing?
they win ugly.
Yeah.
It's just ever since the Super Bowl run, have not been the same team, and they've been
Is
overhyped.
it some sort
since.
of curse, or they just?
I just think Matty Ice is declining, and he's declining fast. But he's just not at that Super Bowl level.
You think he can get better from what he played so far this year?
He's actually been
He's pretty bad.
moved around though in the pocket more
he
than I've
has
ever
to.
seen him move.
And
Though
that offense line's probably the worst it's been. And
I
it's
didn't
hurt.
know he was so agile.
Yeah.
I've never known that.
So you
but
give him some credit. Okay.
give him some credit.
I think
That's
the
the one
Falcons are gonna
positive
take that
thing.
and run
Oh,
with
wow.
Take that, Falcons fans, because that's all you're gonna get.
So you're taking the Colts.
So I'm
Okay.
taking the
This
Jacoby
actually-
Biscuits.
It's a good game.
that. This could be the squeaker. I haven't really decided what my squeaker is.
Both teams won kind of.
Mine's coming up.
I don't know if I have one.
I have one.
I don't want to pass this up on me like I want to go back. I'm going to side with Junior on this one. I'm going to take the Colts. It's a toss-up. Like we kind of just talked about already, I haven't really liked how the Falcons played so far. They got dominated in week 1, and then week 2, like I said, it was really sloppy. They just played less sloppy than the Eagles, it seemed like. Both teams played well, I guess, late in the fourth quarter. A screen pass shouldn't go for 6, so I don't know if that's really – I should credit the Falcons a whole bunch for that. But they got the win against a good team and a team they've been going up against every year. But it was a sloppy game, so going against a Colts defense, that's the thing. Which Colts defense do we get? They've looked inconsistent. Last week against the Titans, I want some more of that. And home against the Falcons here, I got to go with the Colts, but that's a toss-up. Could be the squeaker of the week.
Pete, what do you got?
I'm going with the Colts at home. It's their home. It's their home opener for the season. So
That's a good
Lot of
point,
emotions.
too.
it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it'll be a close game still. I think it'll be higher scoring. I'm thinking upper 20s, 30s for points per team here. So should be a good one.
Can you talk into the mic, Pete?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Colts as well.
Oh, wow.
I was really going to think about the Falcons, but Pete made a good point of being a home opener. There's a lot of emotions. Andrew Luck won't be there. He might be. You never know.
No, he's at home.
But I just feel
might boo him.
that defense. I can't say no to that defense.
So you're a believer in the defense?
I'm a believer in that defense.
Okay. Interesting. I was surprised all 4 of us picked that one. I was kind of on the fence. I could have went either way. Maybe the Falcons just really break out now. They haven't done that yet. Maybe they do it in week 3 because expecting more. I do worry about that offensive line, though. And the Colts offensive line, on the other hand, we don't worry whatsoever about. This is a great game here. Ravens and Chiefs in Kansas City. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes.
Can I take it away?
You can go ahead and take it away.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Oh,
wow.
Sign me up.
Sign you up.
Sign me up. I'm a fan of them. Their defense is awesome. Quarterback play, awesome. Running game, awesome. Wide receiver play, pretty darn good as well. I think they haven't had a lot of film on Lamar Jackson yet. I mean, we have had 2 games, but as far as how he's been playing lately, it's going to be hard to scheme against if I'm the Chiefs. So I think for that reason, even though the Chiefs are going to be at home, it's going to be a shootout. And even though it's going to be a shootout, I'm going to lock this in as my squeaker of the week. But I think the advantage is going to be the Ravens.
All right, I'm gonna. You make a good point. The matchup could favor the Ravens because, I don't know if you have a great game plan on Lamar Jackson, even if you know what he's about, and he looks like a different Lamar Jackson than last year, which he should be because it's the second year. But I just cannot go against Patrick Mahomes at home here. The guy continues to just blow my mind. Just continues to, and there's really nobody like him. Not even just quarterback. There's nobody like him in the league. If it was in Baltimore, it would be a tough choice here. I got to go with the Chiefs at home. Can't go against Mahomes. I think their defense is getting better too. I think it's going to keep getting better as it's not going to be great defense, but it's going to keep getting better.
Jalen Ramsey.
And if they add Jalen Ramsey, that's going to be something else too. So that's something to keep an eye on. But I got to go with the Chiefs here at home. But it's going to be a fun one to watch. Both these quarterbacks. Can't wait.
Give me the Chiefs. At home, like you said, if this was the other way around, I think I'd be swayed to go Ravens, but I'm taking the home team.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs as well.
Wow.
Danny by himself.
I'm either catching up or digging myself in a huge hole right here.
I
mean, Greg,
this could be a good game.
You're
It's
ready
gonna
in
be a
the
good
huge
game.
holes.
True.
Biscuit.
Okay.
Okay.
3 for the Chiefs, 1 for the Ravens. Now we're on to the next game. We got the.
Oh, it's the game I was talking
This
about.
might be
right
my
here.
squeaker of the
This
week.
is the squeaker. This is going to be worse than the Cowboys and Dolphins.
Yeah?
So?
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone seems to be out for the. I just went ahead.
Luke
I just went
Falk
ahead.
is starting at quarterback.
He's incredible.
Yeah?
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
That's not a good incredible.
Oh, okay.
All right, Patriots win big. Let's move on.
That's it?
Yep.
That's all we got.
A lot of these games, man. Hey, man.
No, don't worry. They're getting good.
Are you being serious?
I'm serious. There's good games.
I did the graphics,
This
so
is
I
a
know
great
I know
game.
what
This
the
will
games.
be a good game.
Lions and
I
Eagles.
still don't know who I'm picking.
Eagles, tough loss against the Falcons. We kind of touched on that when we were talking about the Falcons game. But the second half of their first week game, they look like the best offense in the league. You got the Chiefs over there, but they looked really, really good. Can they get back to that since they're at home? The Lions' defense has been fun to watch. Gave Phillip Rivers and the Chargers some problems, but can Stafford get going? It's really on Stafford. So a lot of question marks, especially with Eagles with their injuries already starting. We kind of expected some of them to happen because it's the Eagles, but already, is that a factor here? Anybody want to get going?
Yeah.
Or was I just supposed to get into it?
No, yeah, I'll get into it.
Okay.
Give me the Lions.
Give you the Lions.
Give me the Lions. The Lions defense, like you kind of touched on, their defense is really impressed. And the way they kind of held Phillip Rivers and the boys, that game was surprisingly low scoring, and the offense just couldn't get going for the Chargers. And that's a more high-powered offense than the Eagles, I'd say.
Okay.
So that's why I got to take the Lions here.
That's a hot take. I'm deciding this could be my squeaker. There's another game. I think I'm going to a different game. It's a squeaker between which one's my squeaker. But I made up my mind on this one before too, and I'm actually on your side. I'm going with the Lions.
Love it.
I think the injuries of the Eagles, Carson Wentz, I think he can play better. I think he's still got to get there. I think he's a guy that's still getting better. It's weird, but some of the throws he makes, it's more the decision making. We know he has the everything. We know he has the arm talent, he has the legs, the ability to move around the pocket. It's just decision making when he decides to throw. Just kind of gets wild. He's a madman sometimes. It's the best way to describe him. And the Lions could pick him off, and they have a very unique defense. They can give him different blitzes that could, they're very good at disguising their defense, what I'm trying to say. And they could give him a hard time. I do rate, Stafford still hasn't proven me much. He threw 2 picks last game. They still got away with the win. If he throws the picks again, don't know if they'll win this one in Philadelphia, but gut feeling I got to go with here. I'm going to go with the Lions.
Taking the Eagles. I get what you're saying with the injuries, but they're at home, and I can't see them losing.
I don't
at
think
home.
they're that big of impact injuries, but it still matters to me.
I just don't know if Alshon and Deshaun Jackson are playing.
I don't think Deshaun will play. Is my feeling.
But they do have
it's
plenty.
early
They
stage
do have
here.
plenty of weapons. They got two really good tight ends. They have other receivers that could play. I'm going with the Eagles as well at home. I liked them at the beginning of the year. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game here. I think they'll give Eagles defense will give Stafford some trouble. They'll pressure him, and then I think again, like you said, with the Lions defense, they could do a bunch of different things, give you a bunch of different looks. I think it'll be tough on the Eagles offense, but I think the Eagles will pull it off.
I like we got a split there. I like it. I feel good about it. Looking forward to that game. Hopefully we got some other good ones coming up here.
Look at this.
This will be a good game.
I mean, it's a good game, even though it's not two really good teams. So, but Panthers and Cardinals, Cam Newton most likely getting replaced by Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen can play. All right, he was highly recruited out of high school.
Over Will Grier.
I think he'll play over Will Grier. That's what you're asking?
Yeah.
Ron Rivera said Kyle Allen will be the guy if Cam Newton can't go, and it sounds like he can't go. As he should, I think. Will Grier looked a little sloppy in preseason. But Cardinals are home here. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. I got to go with the Cardinals. Kyler Murray actually has looked good. He's looked good to me, even though they haven't got a win. They've only lost once though because they tied the Lions. But the thing there is they start off a little slow and they kind of come back, and kind of both games they played. But being at home here, and the Panthers their defense, I guess, looked kind of impressive last week, but they did play the Bucs. But everything else was a little disappointing. Even McCaffrey, I think, will have a really good game this week. It won't be like last week. But I got to go with the Cardinals at home. I think they get their first win here.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm taking the Cardinals as well. I think, Panthers aren't going to be able to put up points against the Cardinals. Well, in general, Panthers can't put up points. But I think that Kyler Murphy, throwback, he's not going to be trailing the entire game where he has to throw a million balls. So I think they're going to be able to have an even offense throughout the game, running the ball, passing the ball, and I think they're going to take the first victory.
I agree. I think that Kyle Murphy's really going to play out of his mind this game.
That's a throwback for anyone who's watched
we got
those old videos.
We got a goat house guarantee over here. Going with the Cardinals.
Oh, wow.
Just don't know about him.
Here's the thing, though. If Kyle Allen played last week and started, do the Panthers beat the Bucs?
Maybe.
They might.
I mean, he probably was going to throw better than Cam.
Because he threw that bad. But
yeah.
I think this one actually could be a shootout, actually. I think McCaffrey can actually run wild in this game. Kind of thought that would happen last week. But against the Cardinals' run defense, I think it could happen. But keeping up scoring with Cardinals' offense, Kyler Murray, it's gonna be tough. So I am surprised all four of us went with the Cardinals there, though. So next game, we got the Giants and the Bucs. Talking about cake for days. The Buccaneers got a cakewalk schedule too, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeez.
The Giants. But Daniel Jones is starting. Does that turn things around? I'd say last week you saw the Giants got off both weeks. They got going right away. But last week, Saquon has a nice run. And then I think Eli kind of just blew the game. I wouldn't put it on Eli in the first week. But I think they had a lead right off the bat. He kind of just blew the game. They could have been in that game. So maybe Daniel Jones, maybe that can change things around. They can beat this Bucs team. The Bucs looked pretty good last week, but that Panthers team was a mess. Cam Newton was a mess. They're home. Defense is looking a little better than expected. So this actually could be a close game. What are you guys thinking? Who are you guys going with?
Bucs.
You're going with the Bucs.
Home team. Yeah. It's not a good game.
Not
but
a
the
good
Bucs
game?
are the better team.
This is a terrible game.
Who you got, though?
But I'm taking the Giants on the road here.
Oh,
Really?
I'm taking them, yep.
Interesting.
I think Daniel Jones is going to really rejuvenate the team.
he could.
He could rejuvenate
He
them.
could rejuvenate him.
And they're going to eat a W.
Oh. All right.
I see what you did there.
I see what you did. This is a tough one.
Yeah, this is
I think this could be
Do it.
close. Not my squeaker, but
This could
can
be
be
the
a squeaker.
Do
It can be a squeaker. What do you got, Pete?
I'm gonna go with the Bucs here as well at home. I don't know. It's just there's no real reason here. I just think Giants are still missing. I mean, they got rid of Odell and they did get some decent receivers. They picked up some good receivers, but they're still missing them. They're missing Golden Tate. He's suspended. Sterling Shepard's out. That's what it sounds like. So that's why I picked against them last week. I said they didn't have the weapons to keep up, and I think it's going to be the same story.
I'm gonna pick the Bucs. Jameis scares me though. I know Daniel Jones in terms of I think he's a fumbler. It seemed like every time he got hit in the preseason when he came in week 1, he fumbled the ball. The Bucs don't have the greatest pass rush. Maybe he's not in a big threat there. I did like the way that Sue and Vita Vea looked for the Bucs last week though, so they could be coming for him. But Winston just cannot throw multiple picks and give the game away. That I can see that happening. But I don't think it happens here where they completely give the game away like they did in week 1. I'll take the Bucs. Could be a tight one, though, closer than you think. Danny doesn't think so, though. No.
Yeah. No, it's over.
In the parking lot?
Yes.
This is my squeaker. Chargers were my squeaker last week against the Lions. I ended up picking the wrong team, but it was a squeaker. But this is a tough one to pick. That's why it's my squeaker. I think it can go either way. What it comes down to is the Chargers pass rush, I think, is the key here versus the Texans offensive line. That's the difference. The Chargers have been a little disappointing offensively, so that's why maybe you can lean towards the Texans. The Texans are impressive offensively, even though they weren't super impressive against the Jags, but it's the Jags. But I think, the Lions defense a little better than the Texans defense, so I think they'll get a little something going. The Texans offense, they'll score points, but I just really worry about Bosa and Ingram and the rest of those guys coming after Deshaun Watson here. Even though Watson's fine under pressure, but it's still not a pretty thing. It's not a good thing there. So that's the edge I give it to the Chargers.
I'm taking the Texans.
Oh,
Yeah, this one it was literally a coin toss. I did not know who to pick. I looked at it both ways, but I'm gonna take the road team. No explanation.
Well, I got an explanation, and it's bolt down, so I'm taking the Texans.
Oh, wow.
I said bolt down.
oh, both down.
Down, not up. They're bolting
Interesting.
down. So I'm taking
I was
Houston
starting to move
here.
it over.
We're going to have a
to
nice
LA.
split here.
Ooh, banana
Going with the
split.
Chargers at home.
With the league leader.
Like what Riz
Bam.
said. Like what Riz said
But
over
we're
here.
tied.
Yeah.
With the pass rush, I think they'll get to Watson.
The pass rush hasn't been super impressive yet, but it could
Don't
be
worry.
in this game.
They'll
It's
get
it's
it
a coming.
going. Yeah.
It's a coming.
Interesting.
Should be a good game, though. That's why I picked it as my squeaker of the week. We got to get that sponsored. Squeaker of the week sponsored by something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steelers, Mason Rudolph versus Jimmy G and the Niners. Niners 2-0. Steelers 0-2.
I gotta say, I've been bashing the Niners a lot.
And you're still going to bash them?
No, I'm
Oh,
actually gonna take them. Jimmy G played a hell of a game last week. He had a pick, I believe.
To William Jackson, yes.
Yes, so I am taking the Giants. There's
The
a
Niners?
lot going. Yeah, gee, oh my God, it's been a long day. Again, it's early. Taking.
It's late.
Thank you. It's early in the year.
Oh,
I'm taking the Niners. Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and take the Niners, too. Whammy.
You're going with the Niners?
Mm-hmm.
No reason?
I think Rudolph struggles here.
Okay. I believe in Rudolph. This is, kind of a tough spot for him to be in here. I think kind of like not knowing you're going to go in, and then Big Ben gets hurt, and then you're going in. I don't think there's that much pressure there. I think it's more pressure when you're thinking all week, and then you're starting. So I do believe in him, but this is going to be tough. I like the way the Niners defense is playing. I know they scored a bunch of points. I still want to see more from Jimmy G. He's looked good. I want to see more. I think he can continue to get better. The defense has looked good. Guys like Quan Alexander flying around, all around the field. Good pick up there. They got a good duo there with Fred Warner as well. They got a good pass rush. I like the Niners in this one. Minka Fitzpatrick's going to play for the Steelers. Does he make an impact? It's going to be fun to watch. But I like the Niners at home here. Yeah.
Yes. We don't have a good house guarantee. I'm going with the Steelers.
Whoa.
Hoping to pick one up here. I liked what I saw from the Steelers when
Mason Rudolph?
Yeah, Mason Rudolph came in. They still put up a fight with the Seahawks.
But he threw a pick. I'm kidding.
Sorry, he threw the ball.
Moncrief.
He's throwing the ball all over the place. Yeah, Moncrief went right
Dropped
off
the
his
ball. I was
hands.
kidding.
Get him off the field.
Get him off the field.
Get James
He's a
Washington.
ball dropper.
James Washington out there with Mason Rudolph. It's gonna be wild. Sounds like James Conner. He had like a knee scare, but it sounds like he's gonna play. So, and they got Minka, like you said. I was gonna add that in there. I think he'll play right away. They need help in the secondary. I don't think it's that difficult to pick up a defensive scheme as much as it is picking up an offensive scheme. So, I think he'll play and make an impact right away. So I'm going with the Steelers.
Okay. We're on to the next game. Saints and
tough one, too.
Seahawks. Teddy Bridgewater versus Russell Wilson in Seattle.
I think that's a difference maker.
Give me
Being
the
in Seattle.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks as well.
All right.
Taking the 12s.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks as well. I like Teddy. I believe in Teddy too. A little more than Mason Rudolph, but I think they'll have a good mixture of him and Taysom Hill. I think they'll do that. So it could actually be a tough spot for the Seahawks. They don't really know how to game plan in this one, so that actually could be tough. But Seattle's a good team at home, and I just like the Seahawks here. I think low scoring game for the most part. They'll take care of business. I think the Saints are going to need to make, last year some of those games that were close, they won. They made some big time plays on defense. I don't know if, Russell Wilson's not a guy that's going to turn the ball over a lot, so I don't know if they allow that to happen. So I like the Seahawks here.
Am I going? I'm taking the Seahawks as well. I think Danny said it. The home field advantage kind of decided for me. Even though like you were talking about like Rudolph, not much pressure going in like unexpectedly, but now it's pressure. But Teddy's been in the situation where he's been a starter, so I think he's comfortable like preparing for the week. So I think that makes it a tough game. But again, I'm giving the edge to the Seahawks at home.
All right, that's a guarantee. Hopefully it actually is. Next game is the Rams and the Browns. I think the Browns could just like break out out of nowhere. I think they're one of those teams where it can just happen. Baker hasn't looked that great. It's only been 2 games. Baker hasn't looked that good. Really, the whole team. I mean, they look good against the Jets here and there, but it's the Jets. They played their backups for the most part on both sides of the ball. So one of these weeks they're gonna break out and be like, "There's the Browns," and it could be this week offensively. I just don't know if they can keep up with the Rams. I think the Rams just played too good of a game offensively here. So I do worry about the Browns secondary. Look, going back to week 1, they really struggled once the ball got to the secondary. Not really like through the air downfield. Once the ball got to the secondary, the tackling was an issue, and we saw the Rams made that a nightmare for the Saints secondary last week. So I think the Browns could be another one of those teams that can continue to get better, continue to go in that direction that we expected them to be, maybe the where they were at last year, at the end of last year, and it can get a little closer this week, but not quite.
I think you're made a good point with the Browns breaking out. However, you're missing one thing. Jared Goff is due for a breakout game, and I think it's going to be this one right here.
Okay.
Let me get the Rams. I'm taking the Rams here. Like you said, Baker's been struggling, and I don't think going up against a defense like this is going to help him. Night and day. Jets defense. Yeah, but the Jets defense, he didn't look the greatest. And now he's coming up against a defense that's more legitimate than the Jets.
Yeah, we got a goat house guarantee here. Going with the Rams. I just think.
Now I kind of want to take the Browns.
What?
I said now I kind of want to take the Browns.
Really?
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just a better coach team. More. I mean, you talk about talent wise, the Browns have a lot of talent. I think the Rams still have more talent than the Browns, so I'm going with the Rams here.
All right, and that's a Sunday night game. In the Monday night game, Bears and Redskins. Go ahead and break it down, fellas.
Ooh, where do we start? Well, speaking of breakout performances, we're still waiting on a breakout performance from Mitchell Trubisky.
Well, the offense in general.
Yes, and the entire offense in general. We saw them actually run the ball last week. Now they have to put game 1 and game 2 together so they have a more balanced attack. Obviously, I'm taking the Bears at this point, so you can go ahead and mark me. But here's my thing about Mitch. It took Mitch 4 games last year. The first 4 games last year were pretty bad for Mitch, and then that 4th game he lit it up. Granted, the Redskins defense is a lot better than the Bucs defense when Mitch had that 6-touchdown game against the Bucs. But I think Mitch is actually gonna maybe not light it up, but at least have a couple touchdown passes, and they're gonna run the ball pretty well. So I'm taking the Bears. Yeah.
Well, I'm obviously taking the Bears here. I just think that the offense is due. They need to get going, and this is kind of a good team to play if you're looking to get going. I don't know. I don't like the play calling offensively. It's been very passive, but I don't know. I think that Nagy goes on the road here and calls a game.
What do you got, Pete?
I think it'll be a pretty close game here. Really like Keesum, but I'm going with the Bears here.
Going with the Bears.
We got him.
All right, this I think could be a good game. Prime time, FedEx Field in Washington. Tough place to play. 0-2 though. I think Keenum's actually looked pretty solid. I don't know if he's going to play that great in this game against the Bears defense, but he's looked pretty solid. People just look at the record and say, okay, Keenum must not be playing good. He's been playing okay. Peterson's playing. He's had some fun times against the Bears. It was a long time ago, but different defense. But maybe he runs wild. Here's the thing. I think we're gonna learn some things in this game because the way you beat the Redskins, the way the Redskins have been beat, is you throw the ball downfield. Something the Bears have not been able to do is throw the ball downfield. So you can kind of go both ways with this because the weakness maybe can't be hit from one team. The Redskins can finally win a game, but I have a feeling that Trubisky has a good game. They're able to throw the ball downfield. I'm gonna go with the Bears, but if for some reason not even saying maybe he can't throw. He's struggling to throw. Maybe Nagy doesn't even let him again. Maybe he doesn't even let him at some point. And then, maybe you can't win this game in Washington. So I may be closer than people think. I just don't know if the Redskins have enough offense in this one. That's my issue here. But it looks like all 4 of us going with the same team again here.
Bears.
That's all right.
Yeah. But that's all of our games. We got our skit about to start any second now. If you want to see the bloopers, the failed takes, go ahead and go over to our Patreon page, link in the description. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for everyone for watching. We'll be back next week. Enjoy it. It's a strange one.
YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back, sitting with my main man.
Junior.
My name is Danny Provlin. We're going back to week 2, taking a look at the fashion statements displayed by our NFL athletes. Real quick, Junior, I just want to say, can you describe your outfit for us today? It's fashionable.
Well, this is inspired by the Cameron Newton. As you can see here, I went with the scarf or bonnet, whatever you would call it.
But
bonnet,
yes.
Okay.
Very fashionable, very in.
Jake Delhomme classic jersey, and you got to have the hair.
I don't know anybody that has a Jake Delhomme jersey, but it's so in right now.
You're looking at him.
I went with Kyle Brandt, but let's move on to last year's winner of a most fashionable player of the year. Let's take a look at him.
Wow.
Yeah, just embodies everything that fashion is right there, the beard, the glasses. But let's move on. We have week 2 fashion. Let's see it.
Bam.
There it is. Gardner Minshew Jr. What do you think about Gardner's fashion choice this week?
Well, I'm going to work my way down. Start at the top, work my way down.
Yeah.
Glasses, our first comb over. Classic look. Looks real great on him. Then you go to the glasses. He means business. He looks
does.
like an officer there.
So fashionable.
Now we cannot. I think this is the cornerstone of his outfit, is that mustache. As you can see, inspired also right here. And then we're going to the chain, chest hair, and whatever that shirt is.
You can't discount the chest hair. That's rule number 3 in the rules of fashion.
Well, he clearly watches us because he saw Fitzpatrick win last year with the chest hair, and he's doing the same here.
Yeah, we were on the TLC. We were all over the world with our shows last year. But let's move on to contestant number 2. Oh, we have a trio, a whole Cowboy trio. Let's break this. We have Patrick Scales right over here.
Yep.
Eddie Pinheiro, the savior of week 2. We'll see if that boosts them up a little bit. And then we got Mega Boot, Patrick O'Donnell. They went with the Cowboy theme. Junior, what's your thoughts on the Cowboy theme this week?
To be honest, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Cowboy look, just because, is it weak that you're dressing up as another team's mascot?
I think that's a power statement, though. And in
power
fashion,
move?
it's all about power moves, baby.
All right, you know what? You just swayed me. That's a power move. Next.
Let's move on. Oh boy, Michael Irvin, what are you doing? Let me move over. Is that snakeskin? I can't really tell. Junior, what is that?
That might be snakeskin, but here the number one thing I'm noticing: dry forehead. Dry forehead. That is unheard of for Michael Irvin, and it's incredible. No fog in the glasses. Incredible.
Yeah, he really got the.
He brought the mustache to the table. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. That's his shirt he's wearing. What is that?
Yeah, seriously. Let's move on.
Keep going. Keep
Oh
going.
boy, we got Earl Thomas wearing a half leopard skin, half. I think that's a Starry Night, a nice old painting. But yep, he's got the water bottle and everything.
Okay.
I'll take lead on this one. I think it's pretty average.
This is average, especially Dasani's his choice.
Yeah, Dasani is definitely not fashionable, but realistically, kind of weak on his performance. He's making a lot of money. He could really stepped up his game this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you, Danny.
Let's see the last one. Wow. I mean, I'm gonna downgrade some points because it's super.
He
you
stole my
copied it.
style.
Well, you copied it to the point here. I think that the style is very that might even be my grandma's bonnet. I don't know. You did a good job by finding your own at the discount store, but
This is a shirt.
but yeah, who do you think you have as the winner for this week of Fashion Week 2?
I'm going with the Minshew mustache maniac.
I'm taking the Minshew Chew as well. Let's throw them back up
There he is. Wow.
with the classic 70s look, the steel red crimson outfit. That'll do it for us here, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you stopping by. Check us out next week for Fashion Statements number 3. You have yourself a good day. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.